All right, good morning. We're going to dive right in for another episode of Stand Tall. We're in chapter 8, which is for maneuvering or variation in tactics out of the art of war. And we're on verse 7 for March 7th, 2024. Hence, in the wise leader's plans, considerations of advantage and disadvantage will be blended together. Verse 8, if our expectation of advantage be tempered in this way, we may succeed in accomplishing the essential part of our schemes. If our expectation be tempered, just that phrase alone, tempering our expectations. So we like to hop over to an alternate translation because a lot of other military leaders kind of chime in and give their perspective on things. So Master Sun says, therefore, the considerations of the intelligence always include both benefit and harm. As they consider benefit, their work can expand. As they consider harm, their troubles can be resolved, right? So if you're anticipating what the harm is, your anxiety, right, your troubles, right, they can be resolved. And so if you can temper those expectations in your mind, if you can control your emotions, if you can lead in such a way that your employees and your followers have their fears reduced, right? That's what we're aiming to do. Ho Yong-chi replies to this saying, benefit and harm are interdependent, so the enlightened always consider them. Be enlightened. Consider the benefit and the harm, the pros and cons. Don't always just rush in. All right, now we're going to swap over here to the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. Bring East and West and fuse them together and find some valuable life lessons in the process. So, March 7th, don't trust the senses. Heraclitus called self-deception an awful disease and eyesight a lying sense. Diogenes Laertius, Lives of the Eminent Philosophers 9.7. Self-awareness is the ability to objectively evaluate the self. It's the ability to question our own instincts, patterns, and assumptions. I like the patterns there because humans instinctively know how to find patterns and follow patterns. Whether that's a logical fallacy or not is to be determined on a case-by-case basis. It's the, oasis, self-deception, or arrogant and unchallenged opinion requires that we hold all our opinions up to hard scrutiny. Even our eyes deceive us. So it sounds like a Greek term, O-I-E-S-I-S, oasis, self-deception. On the one hand, that's alarming. I can't even trust my own senses? Sure, you could think about it that way, or you could take it another way. Because our senses are often wrong, our emotions overly alarmed, our projections overly optimistic, we're better off not rushing into conclusions about anything. We can take a beat with everything we do and become aware of everything that's going on so we can make the right decision. Whether it's a fraction of a second or a fraction of a decade, right? We have some time to at least orient ourselves and consider both the good and the bad, like the wise general that Sun Tzu is talking about.